Have you ever wondered why effective communication matters so much? Let's delve into that today. Communication, it's the lifeblood of human interaction. It's how we express our thoughts, ideas, and emotions. And more importantly, it's how we understand others. But it's not just about talking. Effective communication is an art. It's about delivering your message in a way that it's not just heard, but understood and valued. In our personal lives, effective communication is the key to building strong relationships. It's about sharing and understanding each other's feelings, thoughts, and aspirations. It's about being able to say, "I understand you and I care." It's the bridge that connects hearts and minds, fostering a sense of belonging and love. In a professional setting, effective communication takes on a different hue, but is equally important. It's about conveying your ideas clearly and persuasively, making sure they are received as intended. It's about negotiation, collaboration, and the ability to inspire and motivate others. It's the difference between a good leader and a great one. Effective communication is also a defense mechanism against misunderstandings and conflicts. When we articulate our thoughts and feelings clearly, we prevent misinterpretations that can lead to unnecessary disagreements or tensions. We allow for understanding and empathy to take root, promoting harmony and unity. But remember, effective communication is not an innate talent, but a skill that can be learned and honed. It's about learning to listen, to speak with clarity, to ask the right questions, and to give and receive feedback constructively. It's a journey, one that requires patience, practice, and a willingness to learn and grow. So why does effective communication matter so much? Because it's the key to success and understanding in all aspects of life. It's the tool that allows us to connect, to collaborate, to resolve conflicts, and to lead. It's a superpower that can transform your relationships, your career, and ultimately, your life. Remember, mastering effective communication is a skill that can transform your relationships and set you apart in your career. Stay tuned as we explore more about this powerful skill in the upcoming scenes. Scene script. Step 1 in effective communication surprisingly doesn't start with speaking, but with listening. You might be wondering why. Well, the answer is simple. Listening forms the foundation of any meaningful conversation. Think of it as the soil in which the seeds of communication are sown. Without it, the seeds won't sprout and the conversation won't flourish. Now let's talk about active listening. It's more than just hearing the words. It's about tuning into the speaker's emotions, their tone of voice, and their body language. It's about giving your full attention and not just waiting for your turn to speak. So how do we listen attentively? First, eliminate distractions. Yes, that means you might have to put your phone away. Concentrate on the speaker, their words, their expressions. Show that you're engaged in the conversation. Nod your head, maintain eye contact, lean in a bit. These small gestures can make a world of difference. Next, provide feedback. Reflect on what the speaker has said. Paraphrase their words, ask clarifying questions. This shows that you are actively processing the information, and it also gives the speaker a chance to correct any misunderstandings. Now, let's move on to empathy and understanding. These are the keys to effective communication. Try to put yourself in the speaker's shoes. Understand their perspective, their feelings. This not only helps in reducing conflicts, but also strengthens relationships. Remember, when you listen with empathy and understanding, you are not just hearing the words, you are also reading between the lines, sensing the unsaid, and feeling the emotions. This is what makes communication effective. So whether you're in a boardroom discussing strategies, or at a dinner table talking about your day, remember the art of listening. It's not just about being silent while others talk, it's about understanding, empathizing, and engaging. So next time before you speak, ensure you've listened well. Because communication is a two-way street and listening is half the journey. Having just explored the importance of active listening, let's now shift our focus to the response. Just as a music conductor guides an orchestra, your response guides the flow of the conversation. Your response is more than just your words. It's an empathetic gesture that shows you've understood and valued what's been said. It's about acknowledging the speaker's thoughts and feelings and offering your own perspective in a respectful and considerate manner. So, how do you respond empathetically? Start by showing that you've heard and understood the speaker. You can do this by paraphrasing their words, summarizing their main points, or even just nodding in agreement. This shows the speaker that you've been paying attention and that you value their input. Next, share your own thoughts and feelings in a way that builds upon what's been said. This shows that you're engaged in the conversation and that you're willing to contribute your own ideas and perspectives. Remember, it's not about agreeing or disagreeing, it's about understanding and connecting. Finally, remember to respond with kindness and respect. Even if you disagree with what's been said, it's important to respond in a way that respects the speaker's feelings and preserves the dignity of the conversation. Remember, your response is a reflection of your understanding, your empathy, and your respect. It's the symphony that follows the solo, the echo that follows the shout, the response that follows the call. Before we move on to our next topic, I'd like to remind you to subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and let me know in the comments which country you're watching from. Your support helps us create more content like this. Stay tuned as we delve into the world of nonverbal communication in our next scene. Before we delve into the clarity of expression, let's take a moment to consider the silent but powerful role of nonverbal communication. You see, every conversation is like a dance, a blend of words and movements, a symphony of sounds and gestures. This is where nonverbal communication comes in. It's the unsung hero of effective exchanges, the bridge between listening and expressing. When we talk about nonverbal communication, we're referring to body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice. It's how you say what you say and the signals you send without uttering a word. Nonverbal cues can make or break a conversation. They can build trust, convey sincerity, and establish a connection. Or if misused, they can create confusion, breed mistrust, and destroy a relationship. Let's take body language, for instance. A simple nod can show agreement. A smile can express warmth. Crossed arms might signal defensiveness. And maintaining eye contact can display confidence and interest. Then there's the tone of voice. It's the emotional context in which your words are delivered. It can convey a range of emotions, from excitement and enthusiasm to anger and disappointment. Now imagine a conversation without these nonverbal cues. It's like watching a movie without sound, isn't it? So the next time you're in a conversation, pay attention to these nonverbal cues. They're the secret sauce that makes communication effective. And hey, while we're on the topic of communication, don't forget to hit that like button and let me know in the comments which country you're watching from. Remember, communication is a dance and nonverbal cues are the rhythm that drives it. Scene script. Step 2 is all about expressing your thoughts clearly and succinctly. Let's dive into the crux of effective communication, the clarity of expression. Imagine trying to navigate through a dense fog with no compass, no map. That's how it feels to listen to someone who isn't clear in their communication. It's disorienting and, frankly, exhausting. Clarity, on the other hand, is like a beacon of light guiding the listener towards understanding. Now, brevity is the soul of wit, as they say, but it's also the backbone of clear communication. When you're brief, you force yourself to cut the fluff, to distill your thoughts to their essence. It's not about dumbing down your message, but rather making it accessible. Remember, the goal here is to be understood, not to impress with big words or complex sentences. Avoiding jargon and unnecessary complexity is another key aspect. Jargon might make you feel smart, but it alienates those who don't speak your language. You want to invite people into your thoughts, not keep them out with a secret code. Use plain, straightforward language, and you'll find that your message lands more effectively. But let's not forget, communication isn't just about words. It's also about how those words are delivered. That's where body language and tone of voice come into play. They're like the music that accompanies the lyrics of a song, setting the mood and reinforcing the message. A confident posture, a warm tone, a genuine smile. These can make your words more persuasive and impactful. Just think about it. If you mumble your words or avoid eye contact, it doesn't matter how clear or brief you are, your message will lose its power. So stand tall, speak clearly, and let your body language amplify your words. In conclusion, clear and brief communication is a skill that anyone can master. It requires self-awareness, practice, and a genuine desire to connect with others. So strip away the jargon, embrace brevity, pay attention to your body language and tone of voice. Remember, keep it simple, keep it clear, and you'll be heard. Step 3 in our journey to effective communication involves the art of asking questions. A skill often overlooked, asking questions is an integral part of meaningful and productive conversations. It's not just about getting answers, it's about fostering understanding, generating interest, and promoting engagement. Let's start by understanding why asking questions is so important. Imagine having a conversation where only one person is doing all the talking. It's not much of a conversation, is it? But when you inject questions into the dialogue, it becomes a two-way street. It shows that you're not just passively listening, but actively engaged and interested in what the other person has to say. Now, there are two main types of questions that you can ask: open-ended and closed-ended. Open-ended questions are designed to invite a full, meaningful answer using the subject's own knowledge and/or feelings. They're the kind of questions that start with what, how, why. They're conversation starters, thought provokers. They give the floor to the other person, allowing them to think, reflect, and express. On the other hand, we have closed-ended questions. These are questions that can be answered with a simple yes or no, or with a specific piece of information. They're not meant to start a lengthy conversation, but rather to confirm understanding or gather specific details. For example, did you send the email? Or when is the meeting? The art of asking questions is about knowing when to use which type of question. When you want to delve deep, go for open-ended, and when you need specifics, opt for closed-ended. It's about striking the right balance between the two. Remember, questions are tools for communication. They can clear up confusion, show empathy, and even inspire new ideas. They keep the conversation going, keep it interesting, and most importantly, keep it interactive. So don't shy away from asking questions. They are your bridge to better understanding. Questions are not just for the curious, they're for the communicators. They're for those who want to understand and be understood. So the next time you find yourself in a conversation, don't just speak, ask. The final step in effective communication is giving and receiving feedback. Let's dive into the world of feedback, a pivotal element in the process of communication. Imagine feedback as a mirror, reflecting our words and actions back to us. It's a chance to see ourselves from another's perspective, offering invaluable insights that we might otherwise miss. Now, delivering feedback requires tact and understanding. It's like walking a tightrope. On one side, you have the truth, which can be harsh and hard to accept. On the other side, you have empathy, understanding the recipient's feelings and reactions. Balancing the two is crucial. Here's a handy tip. Use the sandwich method. Start with a positive comment, follow it with your constructive criticism, and then end on another positive note. This method softens the blow and makes the feedback easier to accept. However, giving feedback is only half the equation. Receiving feedback and doing so with grace is equally important. It's natural to feel defensive or hurt when faced with criticism, but it's vital to remember that feedback isn't an attack. It's an opportunity to grow and improve. So when someone offers you feedback, listen actively. Try to understand their perspective and make a conscious effort to learn from it. Respond, don't react. And always remember to thank them for their input. Feedback essentially is a conversation. It's a two-way street that requires openness, respect, and an eagerness to learn on both sides. It's about understanding and being understood, about learning and growing together. It's about turning mistakes into stepping stones for success. So whether you're giving or receiving feedback, approach it with an open mind and a willing heart. See it as a constructive tool, not as a personal affront. Use it to refine your communication skills, to build better relationships, and to become a better version of yourself. Remember, feedback isn't personal. It's a tool for growth and improvement. So, to recap, effective communication is a crucial ability we should all work on honing. It extends beyond just verbal exchanges, encapsulating a myriad of other aspects. Initially, you must learn to listen, truly listen, taking in what others convey without letting bias or interruptions cloud your understanding. This is followed by the necessity for clear articulation. Be lucid, be succinct, and be mindful. It's crucial to relay your thoughts in an easily comprehensible manner, while at the same time acknowledging and respecting the sentiments and viewpoints of others. Moving forward, don't overlook the impact of inquiries. They incite deeper thinking, instigate conversation, and trigger innovative concepts. Lastly, make room for feedback. It's a reciprocal process. Dispense it liberally, accept it with grace. It's a mechanism for perpetual growth and it solidifies bonds. As we wind up, remember, communication is an art, science, and a practice. With these guidelines, you're on the path to becoming an adept communicator. Speak out, let your voice ring, and make an impact. Woman up.